Today we're going to be diving into one of the most precise and underrated archetypes in PGA Tour 2K25. I'm talking about the Sculptor archetype. This build comes with a 99 shaping ability, and let me tell you, if you like to work the ball, this build is going to absolutely change the way that you play. What's good, everybody? It's your boy JD, and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, first things first, don't forget to drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on those notifications so that you never miss a build, a tip, or breakdown from PGA Tour 2K25. In this video here, I'm going to break down exactly how this archetype affects your swing, the swing plane, the ball flight, and how it really just opens up some creative shot options that other builds simply just cannot pull off in PGA Tour 2K25. I'm talking about hitting the fades, the draws, and all that other good stuff. And this build isn't just a one-trick pony. As you see in some of the game clips here, we're knocking some shots stiff with our irons. We're going to get up and down around the green a little bit. And of course, in the end, you know your boy's going to be knocking down some of them long-range putts. But I'm going to show you guys the updated archetype. Wow, we're about a 93 overall right now, so we're pretty close. We've got all of our main stuff upgraded. I'm going to show you guys the current clubs and all of the fittings and stuff that I'm currently rocking for Season 2. So without further ado, let's head over into the attribute area. I'm going to show you guys the build. Like I said, I'm going to break down the swing plane and everything like that. We'll get you some other gameplay tips and tricks and everything along the way. So let's get right into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look how we put together this Sculptor creation. As you can see, we're a 93 overall currently, a level 59, so we still got a little ways to go before we can get to 99. But we got the basic stats here. You can see we pretty much got everything upgraded except for some of the putting attributes and things like that. And I might respec this once we get all of the Season 2 clubs maxed out and we have all of our new fittings and everything like that. But so far, so good the way I've got this one set up. As you can see, we've got a 78 power on this Sculptor build. Kind of a nice thing about the Sculptor, it's kind of a nice kind of an in-between a powerhouse and a technician, because you do get that extra power on here. You can see down on the bottom right hand side, we've got a 290 on the driver distance, so power is still pretty good. You know, you can hit that drive consistently over 300 yards, you know, in that 3 to 320 range for the most part. So 78 power, very nice. To go along with it, 78 contact, not too bad for this type of a build. Again, it's not a technician, you don't have that big wide open swing path, you know, some of that extra contact and everything. 78, very good. This is also going to be where we're going to use some of those fittings to get that contact up into the 80s, just allow for that little extra window for being able to, you know, hit shots a little bit more consistently. But 78 on the contact, again, very, very solid. Swing path is a 73. You know, it's not spectacular, but again, 73 when throw, you know, you can throw a few of them +5, +6, you know, different fittings on there. You know, you throw 3 of those on there and all of a sudden you're in, you know, you're in the mid to upper 80s with your swing path, and now you've got a nice solid swing path to go along with some good power and contact on this build. So again, very nice. I like the way this is set up so far. Once we get those you know, the different fittings and everything maxed out, we'll play around with this. We'll probably respec it, reduce some of the attributes to fit the way all the fittings are going and everything like that. 70 on the correction, again, it's good. It's not spectacular, but still very solid. As you can see, determines the natural draw fade, bias severity, swing input, what angle, offset required, you know, so it's solid. But having that 70 correction, we have a 99 shaping on this. So what that does, the shaping determines the draw fade, loft limitations when you're doing this. But the nice thing about the 99 shaping, and I'm going to show you that here in just a second, I'll show you an example. But if you're used to, you know, you like to move the ball, but you're used to just swinging in a single direction, with that 99 shaping, your swing path is not going to be flipping back and forth on you as severely. You can hit a nice little fade or a draw depending on how you have your shot set up, and still have the basic, you know, the same swing path that you normally would. You don't have to flip it from going, you know, if you swing like I do, going from down left to upper right, you don't have to go down right and then upper left to hit that fade shot. You can still use the same swing path. I'm going to show you that here in just a second, and then we'll come back and we'll look at the rest of these stats. So I just wanted to show you guys, as far as the 99 shaping goes, as you can see over on the right hand side, the way I currently have my swing, I've got the draw bias set up where we swing down left and up right. Now, if I wanted to go through and put a little bit of extra draw on this, you can see it tilts slightly, but having that 99 shaping, I can pretty much hit a full out draw and not have that thing slide too much. On the other side, if I wanted to hit a fade on this, I can take this thing all the way over. You can see right there it flips. I can take this thing all the way over to the left-hand side of the golf ball, still be able to hit a nice solid fade. You can see the swing path and the arc right there with that blue line. Without having to switch, again, that swing bias plane, I can still go down to the left and then up to the right, which is my natural swing plane, and still hit a nice solid fade. Now, if you wanted to do an extreme, like more of a cut shot and go all the way out here, yes, it does switch, but it's not as severe. It's a little bit more up and down. Again, for me, in most cases, I don't need to take it out much too further than what this max is here. I try not to if I don't have to, just because, again, I'm more comfortable with this swing plane. But I wanted to show you guys with that 99 shaping what that does. Without that 99 shaping, if you have a lower shaping on your build, when you get into probably around this area right here, your swing plane is going to flip like it does right here, but it's going to be a little bit more severe. Same thing if you move the ball out to your natural spot. It's going to be a little bit more dramatic as far as how the shaping itself works. So if you're a person who likes to move the ball, I definitely would suggest trying out the shaper type of a concept, or the archetype, the build, whatever you want to call it. So let's go ahead and get back to the rest of the attributes, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Alright, so getting through the rest of the stats here, as you just saw, having that 99 shaping, I'm not sure where the threshold is. You know, if it's a little lower in the 90s to keep that swing bias, you know, on that same side, whether you're hitting a draw or fade. But I figured if we're going to draw up a Sculptor build, we need to have that 99 shaping on there. So we did take a hit on the recovery. We only have a 60 on the recovery. I don't know. Unless you're a magician build and you have that high recovery, I don't feel like it's a super high thing to have. Maybe it's me, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe we'll readjust that a little bit when we get some of the new fittings and everything like that. Rhythm and transition, I usually balance these two out a little bit. Just a personal preference for me. You see we've got 70 rhythm and 65 transition on here. And then down with our putting, again, we don't have the putting really, you know, much maxed out at all at the moment. You can see just the 45, 46, 50, and 55. So as we continue to upgrade our player, we will put the rest of our attribute points in here. So overall, that's just the basic layout of the Sculptor. I'll show you the skill tree. I'm still working on this. Again, I'm only a 90, but just turned 93 overall, and we're still working on upgrading a few things. As you can see, we just got the basic tee shot right here. The approach shot, we pretty much got this thing built out pretty well. I just recently got the off the deck shot. Nice to have for them long par fives, where you need to hit that, you know, long second shot in. And then with the Sculptor build, the shot that you get is the knockdown shot. I haven't used this a whole lot yet. I just finally got this one recently as well, so I'll be working on that one the next time we come around to do an update on this. Once we do the respec, I'll kind of give you my opinion and everything as far as how the knockdown shot works. Recovery, we haven't done too much here. I don't use the punch shot a lot. I use the flop, and I use the super flop around the green quite a bit. Our bunker shots, kind of the same thing here. Splash shots, I use the pick and the power pick. You know, I use the pick shot a lot out of the greens. Side bunkers and a power pick, it doesn't pop up as much as I feel like it should, but is a very useful shot indeed. And then obviously from having the 85 overall greenskeeper, we were able to get the grid for the putting, you know, reduced so you can better read the greens and everything like that. And then the clubhouse pass shot, we just started season 2. We do have the tie spinner. I'm looking forward to get that long flop shot as one who uses the flop shot, like I said, around the greens and everything quite a bit. I'm hoping to kind of, that long flop shot will replace the pitch shot for me. I don't know why. The pitch shot just isn't super consistent, but maybe that's just me and the way I'm doing it. I don't know, but that is the way I currently have this thing set up. I'm going to show you the clubs and everything we have currently in the bag, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. Alright, so I was just talking to you guys about upgrading some of these. I'm still trying to upgrade all of my clubs and everything like that. We don't have them quite upgraded. As you can see, we're not quite to the sapphire level yet. We'll have the ruby and the amethyst levels that we still need to get for season 2. So once I do get all of these maxed out, then again, like I said, we'll go through and respec some of the things. As you can see, we're rocking the 2K wood driver, field for Simon wood. Right now, we've got a power fitting and a couple of swing path fittings on there so that we can get a nice little upgrade there. I don't do a whole lot. As you can see, I'm probably not going to upgrade these much past emerald. At some point maybe down the road, but it's not a priority for me. Kind of the same thing with the hybrid. We've got our 5 fittings on there. I'm comfortable with this right now. The irons, of course, you can see we're swing path and contact. I talked about that when I was looking at the different attributes. We're going to try and increase those 2 categories as much as we can on some of these other clubs just to open up that window a little bit. Like I said, we have the 99 shaping, so as we're able to increase that window on our swing path and the contact, we're going to be able to work the ball more consistently than we do right now, even having that 99 shaping. And then same thing kind of here with the wedges. You can see we just got the swing path upgraded. We're still rocking the limited edition Scotty Cameron Tiger Woods putter and the TP5X yellow ball. One I use in real life, just one I like using in the game. Personal preference for you guys. So real quick, just wanted to show you guys the clubs that I'm currently rocking. Again, once I get these maxed out and we do a respec, I'll come back and we'll look at this thing all over again and I'll show you all of the updates.
So if you're somebody who likes to work the ball left to right and everything and want a, an archetype or a build that is going to be able to do that easily without having to, mix up your swing plane and all that too much, then maybe the Sculptor is for you. Definitely stay tuned. Once we get this thing all the way upgraded, like I said, and all the clubs are upgraded, we'll respec this thing, we'll put some new fittings and everything on it, and then we'll have maybe some crazy gameplay where we do some crazy left to right shaping and all that. But this has been your boy JD. I appreciate you for sticking around. I'm out. Peace.